Hello there. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Erin and I'm ready to give you a nice gentle workout to just work through some of those kinks that may have snuck up on your hips, your neck, your back. Just get some blood flowing, get those bones moving, and get your body a little bit happier. Be sure to subscribe and let's get working. All right, now that you're all subscribed, let's make our way down to the mat. Take your time, coming all the way down onto your rear, and then making your way all the way down onto your back. Oh, it feels good just to know that we're taking this time to do a little something good for our bodies. My knees are bent, my feet are hip width apart, my arms are down by my side. And from here, I just want you to settle in, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes a little bit, see if you can spread those toes out, reach your arms a little farther down towards your feet, open your chest and shoulders up. And then I want you to feel how that may have shortened the back side a bit. So I want you to reach those shoulders out to the side. Really just find that length from across your chest on the front and back from shoulder to shoulder. And then from here, I just want you to inhale and exhale, pull your lower back into the mat. A nice little tuck of those hips, and then reach your tailbone long and away from you. And rock your hips, pull your lower back into the mat, feel those abdominal muscles engage, and then reach your tailbone far and away. Just nice, easy, getting that lower back starting to move. My hips are rocking, tailbone's sticking out behind you like you're sticking your rear end out. And then pull that lower back down to the mat and reach it long. I want you to try to take your glutes out of it, so trying to use your abs and your core muscles right from the beginning. Just pulling that lower back into the mat and then reaching that tailbone long. We're gonna do one more and then we're gonna add on to it. I'm reaching my tailbone long for the last time. I want you to inhale into your rib cage and exhale, pull that lower back down to the mat, and this time continue peeling and curling, lifting your hips all the way up to the ceiling. And hold here for an inhale, and then take your time and articulate down. Trying to get that back moving one vertebra at a time. Uncurling completely at the bottom. Inhale and exhale, rock your hips, peel and curl all the way up to the top. And hold, inhale, and exhale, coming all the way down. Make sure that there's a little energy between your knees. Your knees are not together, but I want you to imagine you're squeezing an imaginary pillow there. Rock those hips, peel and curl all the way up to the top. Make sure you have pressure on your big toe, your little toe, your heel. Press those arms into the mat. Open your chest and shoulders up even a little bit more. Inhale and exhale. And just close your eyes even and imagine your spine getting longer and longer from the top of your head all the way down to your tailbone. I'm going to change it on you on this one because that's what I like to do. Rock your hips, peel and curl all the way up to the top. We're going to hold it right here. Arms travel off the ground, up to the ceiling, all the way over your head and flat on the ground, and articulate down. And feel how you get that extra little extension in your upper back and neck and shoulders. Once your hips are down, arms are going to float right back down to the mat, and you're going to rock your hips, peel and curl all the way up to the top. And hands come up to the ceiling. They travel over your head, just reaching over, getting that extension through your upper back, your shoulders, and articulate down. It should feel good. And uncurl all the way. We're going to do two more just like that. Rock your hips, peel and curl all the way up to the top. And hands come over your head and coming all the way down. And arms come down. Last one, make it a yummy one. Take your time, rock your hips, pull that lower back into the mat, peel and curl, and arms come up over your head. Feel your neck being long, head reaching in one direction. Your vertebra and your spine is coming down the mat, reaching farther and farther in the other direction. Arms are going to float right down next to you onto the floor. And from here, I want you to inhale. On the exhale, that right leg comes up to tabletop. Your knee is right over your hip, and I want you to tap that toe down, bring it right back up. I'm hinging from my hip, not from my knee, so my knee is staying at a 90-degree angle. And I want you to see if you can turn that energy of that leg off. It gets to be along for the ride. And use those abdominal muscles to pull that knee back up to tabletop. And you can let your breath help you as you tap. Inhale as you tap down, exhale pulls it right back up. And tap and bring it up. One more time, tap and bring it up. Float that right foot right back down onto the mat. Left leg is going to float up to that tabletop position. Knee stays at 90 degrees and hinging from your hip. Tap that toe taps down and bring it right back up. And tap. And tap. And keep breathing. Think about that back bottom rib pressed into the mat. Let's do 3 more. And 2. One more time. You're going to float that foot down to the mat. And from here, I want you to bring your right ankle on your left knee. Excuse me while I adjust my sweatshirt. Wardrobe complications. And then from here, I want you to float that left leg up to tabletop. Wrap your hands around that left thigh. Your head can be down on the mat, relaxing. And then use your right elbow to push your knee open. And I'm reaching my tailbone long and away from me. So I'm kind of reaching for a flat back. I'm not letting it curl up. I want you to reach that rear end far and away from you. And then float over to the left just a little smidge of a bit. And you'll really feel that stretch right into that right hip. And then once you're dialed in there and all set, you get to breathe as an added bonus. And I want you to inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. We're going to do one more inhale. On the exhale, let that left leg float down to the mat. My right leg is going to stay up in tabletop. I'm going to let that left leg shimmy all the way down onto the floor. Grab a hold of that right leg with your left hand and cross it all the way over your body. Let that right hand go off to the side. Let your gaze follow that right hand as well. I'm looking at my 3 wild horses that still need names. Waiting for some inspiration. If you have any ideas, leave a comment. Totally. I'm up for your ideas. Bring them on. And really exhale into this position. Just feel the air just get wrung right out of your lungs. On the next exhale, I want you to slowly bring that leg back to the center. Both feet are going to come back onto the mat, knees bent. Let's get ourselves set to stretch the other side. That left ankle is going to go on your right knee. Float that right leg up to tabletop. Wrap your hands around that right thigh. Encourage that knee open, that left knee open with your elbow. Float to the right, just a scooch. And then enjoy that stretch in your left hip. I don't know if enjoy is the word you're thinking of, but that's the word I'm giving you for now. So enjoy might not be what you're feeling right now, but it's good for you. So maybe just think it's enjoyable. It'll be enjoyable when it's done. How about that? There we go. And again, breathing into that. One more breath. Inhale On the exhale, slowly let that right leg go. We're gonna let it slide all the way down onto the mat. My left leg is staying up in tabletop. Grab a hold of that knee with your right hand and cross it all the way over your body. That right hand is gonna go off to the side. Let your gaze follow that hand. And just enjoy that twist right through your spine. And exhale, settling into that. Feels nice to just find a nice little calm exhale in the day. One more time, inhale. On the exhale, that leg comes right back to center. From here, I'm gonna have you turn onto your side. Take your time, coming all the way up to a sitting position, and then make your way right onto your hands and knees. Your hands are gonna be right underneath your shoulders. Your knees are gonna be hip width apart and right underneath your hips. And from here, we just want you to tuck your tail, look into your belly button, and then uncurl and extend your chest up. And tuck, you're reaching that spine all the way to the ceiling, keeping your arms straight and strong as you let your chest drop, open your chest up, and tuck your tail, look into your belly button, and uncurl, thinking about that tailbone reaching to the ceiling. Come back to the middle. And from here, reach that right arm right over your head like you're shaking somebody's hand. And then from here, working on a little balance, little back extension, little core strength. You've got a lot of work going on. Left leg is going to slide out behind you and lift ever so slightly off the mat. From here, you're going to bring that elbow and knee in. They're going to touch and make them touch. It takes a little extra work. And then reach nice and long. And bring it in. And reach, and bring it in, and reach long. We're doing two more. Bring it in, and reach. One more time. Bring it in. Find that length. Float that leg down, float that hand down. And from here, just take a little break. Sit back on those feet. And make your way back up to that quadruped position on your hands and knees. This time, left hand is reaching over your head. Right leg is going to slide out and lift up off the mat. And once again, that elbow and that knee are going to touch and reach it long. One side might be easier than the other. Just something to make note. We all have our imbalances in our body. And sometimes one side likes to be the stabilizer and one side likes to be the mover. And if you switch, it feels very awkward. But we're going to do both sides so that we can work on getting that balance and that movement. Let's do one more. Bringing it in, we're going to touch. Find that length. Float that hand down. Float that knee down. And once again, sit back for a little rest. Emphasis on the word little, because I'm not going to hang out here long. Sorry. Slowly make yourself up to a sitting position, and I'm going to have you stand right up. From here, I'm going to have you have your feet together. I want you to bend your knees, stick your rear end way out, show it off, somebody back behind you, and then float those hands up to the ceiling. I'm going to grab my right wrist and I'm going to come up over the top and tilt over to the left, finding length, length, length all through that right side. And again, you're breathing. So a lot of times this side gets real tight and can really pull at your neck and your hips. Keeping that top shoulder open. You don't want to let it come forward, although we might, because it does feel good. It's a good stretch too. So now I'm going to have you rotate it forward just a little bit. So keeping that stretch going or wrapping around my back and my shoulders. Come back to that sideways position. Come all the way up. Float your hands down. Bend those knees again. Stick your rear way out. Float those arms up. Grab a hold of your left wrist and then lift your torso up over the top so that you're stretching and finding length all along that left side. Your left shoulder is staying open for now. And then from here, just rotate around a little bit so you get that stretch or wrap right around your shoulders. And then come back to the side and come all the way up. And from here, separate those feet hip width apart. Arms can be out to the side or on your hips, whatever you find most comfortable. I want you to shift over to one foot. I'm going to mirror you, so I'm going to say let's shift over to your right foot. Lift that left heel, lighten the indentation that your toes have on the mat. If your toe is just touching, that's awesome if that's where you are for balancing today. If you can do a little more, lift that foot ever so slightly off the mat. My mat feels very squishy and my foot is working hard to keep me balanced here. Let's just inhale and exhale. I'm staring at you. I'm looking at you for my balance point. And then let's bring that left foot down. I save you just in the nick of time. Feet are just going to start parallel, shifting over to that left leg. Lift that right heel. Toes just hovering over the mat to start. If you can do a little more, lift that foot. And hold. Feel all the little muscles in that supporting foot wiggling and woggling around. That's when they're all having a nice conversation. Use me, no, pick me. Oops, a little too much over there, pull back over here. Your body's working hard right now. And then I will save you in 4, 3, speed wobbles, 2, and 1. Put that foot down. And from here, shrug your shoulders up to your ears and drop them down. And shrug your shoulders up to your ears and drop them down the back. One more time, rolling them forward, up, and all the way back. And from here, I'm going to have you do one more thing. Standing nice and calm here. I just want you to imagine your nose has a little marker on it. And I just want you to start just drawing circles with that nose, getting a little bit bigger, like you're making a spiral. Nice and easy, just aiming to get your neck moving. Getting that spiral nice and big now. Take your time. Make note of what direction you're going in because we're going to come back to the middle and we're going to spiral in the other direction. So starting small, little tiny spiral and getting a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And mine's getting big. All the way around, getting that full rotation around. I feel a creaky spot in my neck, so it feels good to have it moving. And come back to the middle. From here, I want you to drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Keep it over there and then just rotate your head so you're looking down towards the ground. Reach that right arm along down the other side. Get that stretch on that right side of your neck. Come back so you're sideways, ear to shoulder, looking at me. Come back up, and this time we're going the other way. Right ear to right shoulder. Oh, that feels good. That's my sore spot right there. That's where it is. Reach that left arm down the side. Whew, I might make you stay here with me for a while because this is my spot right here. From here, rotate that neck and that nose towards the ground. See how that wraps that stretch around. And keep breathing, as always. Come back to that side, ear to ear. Come all the way back up. One more time, shrug those shoulders up to your ears. Bring them up, back, and down. Full floating those arms up. Inhale, and float them down. And go take on your day. Remember to subscribe. Leave me a comment if you have something that you'd like, you have a question or a request. Let me know what you need, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you.